I was so excited to make this cloth art doll with long flowing rainbow coloured hair inspired by a length of ribbon in pride flag colours. I found some super chunky acrylic yarn in my stash in all the shades I needed. For once I had her all planned out and I knew exactly what I was going to make. I should never make an exact plan. Every time I plan a doll you can guarantee it's going to go wrong. Everything was looking good until a felting needle broke and got stuck in the doll's head. If I can't fix this, the whole doll will be ruined. I'm Jo, by the way. I'm a full-time doll artist based on a narrowboat in Wales. I'm using Derwent Coloursoft pencils and Line Maker ink pens for the face. This will be a 22cm bead jointed doll. She's made from white quilting cotton and stuffed with kapok. I've made her a dress from black cotton and lace with a little bit of the rainbow ribbon. I want to give her a side shave to show off the stripes of colour in her hair. So I've unravelled a few lengths of black acrylic yarn and I'm felting these into the head, taking extra care around the stitches where I anchored the button eyes. The super chunky acrylic felts quite easily with the Clover pen style tool and 3 38 gauge felting needles. I'll put links to these in the description. I keep adding more yarn and stabbing the fibres through the fabric until it holds firmly and the finish looks like felt with no fabric showing through. I'm felting in the rainbow colours, starting with purple at the back and working forwards. This yarn can be felted without being unravelled first. The line around the edges takes the longest, as I want to get a nice straight line with no gaps showing. I try to keep the felting tool at a right angle to the surface, so the needles go straight in without bending. Felting needles are very thin and brittle. These are triangular needles with 3 barbs on each corner. The barbs catch the fibres and knit them together. The end result is neater than sewing. The hair can be pulled out if you tug really hard, but it's plenty strong enough for an art doll. I add a layer of blue, overlapping the purple, and then a layer of green. I don't want any of her scalp showing through between the rows. I'm hoping I can space out the colours so they all fit. I noticed a little gap in the green layer, so I unravelled a couple of strands and pulled out the loose fibres. I'll use those to fill in the space. These colours are all from the Signet Seriously Chunky and Mythically Chunky ranges. At this point, I thought it might be a good idea to add the rest of the colours along the left side, so I can make sure I've left enough room. The orange and red shades I'm using look quite dark, but these tend to look a lot brighter once the fibres are all separated. I need a little bit more yellow to fill the middle section, so I'm unravelling it and using the excess fibres to make another thin row. I'll use less of the orange and red, but the colours on top of the head always show up more, so hopefully it will look like even stripes. By the time I get to the red stripe, I've been needle felting for well over an hour and my concentration is starting to wane a little. I want a smooth hairline across the forehead, so I switched to a tool with 2 needles in it. This is what I didn't want to happen at this stage. One of the needles has snapped off in the doll's head. I can't leave a razor sharp needle in there, so I need to get it out. I pull the hair out around where the needle went in and try to locate the broken end with my fingernail. Sometimes it hasn't gone all the way in and you can just grab it with mini pliers. I can't feel it, so I'll use a magnet to check exactly where it is. Okay, I can see where the needle is. I'll need to make a hole to fish it out, but it's located right on the hairline. I can't cut there, so I'm cutting a hole as far back as I can go without breaking the seam. I'm hoping I can grab the needle with pliers and guide it out without breaking it. Got it! I don't want to put a sharp needle in the rubbish bin, so I'm wrapping it in some parcel tape. Now it's not going to injure anyone. It's quite easy to change the needles in the clover tool. Just unscrew the handle and push the broken needle out. I always keep a pack of spares handy. There are 3 little grooves that the needles slot into. Screw the handle back on and it's good to go. The hole can be repaired by needle felting over it. This won't affect the finished doll at all. I cover the hole with a small piece of yarn first to hold it all together, then I carry on as before. This time though, I'm making sure I concentrate on what I'm doing. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Time to unravel it all and see how it looks. If any strands come loose while I'm doing this, I'll just felt them back in and make sure it's all secure before I style it. Sometimes I like to leave the curls in, but there's a lot of hair here. I want a nice sleek finish, so I'm going to straighten it. I use mini straighteners designed for human hair on my dolls. It's always a good idea to test a strand first, but if it's 100% acrylic, it usually straightens well with heat and it doesn't melt or anything. This Little Monster High doll hairbrush is perfect for smoothing out the strands. It's still a little messy, so I'll give it a blast of heat with a hairdryer. Perfect! The colours look amazing. She just needs one more finishing touch and she's ready. If you want to learn more about needle felting doll hair, watch this video next and I'll see you next time. Bye!